I thought today would be a good day to do this video because today it's exactly 3 weeks since I did my last dose of Rick Simpson oil. I got that 60th gram down 3 weeks ago today. And the following morning I woke up and I wasn't clear-headed. Actually, Friday morning was probably the worst that I felt during the whole time, was that Friday morning. And so I think that was a really good indication that 60 grams was absolutely my limit. So I was glad that that's what the protocol called for, because I don't think I could have done 61, honestly. I don't think I could have. The first few weeks that I was doing it, the first month or so, I was still able to drive, and I'd have my periods where I was, getting kind of sleepy in the afternoon, and there was, sleeping good at night, and that kind of gradually changed. I started feeling much more sensitive. I really couldn't drive anymore. Towards the end, driving would have been impossible. It really would have. I think the worst part was the ultra super sensitivity to stimuli. And that was a hard one. That was really a hard one. And that's why I said, I really think coming out of this, I understand what it feels like to be autistic. You're just overloaded with stimuli, visual, tactile, oral. It's overwhelming. It is just overwhelming. You feel so sensitive to everything, and it was easy to have a meltdown. It was really easy to have a meltdown. So I definitely needed quiet times, and I needed a lot of peace. I couldn't take discord. A lot of the things that were coming over the television set were extremely upsetting to me, and they still are, but I'm at least able to not have the huge outburst when I hear them, which helps. Another thing was appetite. Right away I started noticing that I was not hungry very often, but because I have low blood sugar, I started off with low blood sugar, it was important that I get something down in the morning. So I started off with the lemon juice and the water and drank that every morning, and then I would make myself a smoothie and make sure I had a banana and all fruit and hemp protein powder and et cetera, to get everything going. And just getting that down, getting the smoothies down was enough. It was enough for me. The protocol said that you will lose about 35 pounds. And when I went into the doctor's office the other day, actually I've lost 31 pounds. And she said that I started off, the last time I was at my doctor, I weighed, I think it was 178, a little chunky there. And when I went in the other day, I weighed 147. And she's not actually a doctor. She's my physician's assistant down at Sacramento Native American Health. And that's where I've gone for years. And that's who I was referred back to by Dr. Eaglewitz, over in the oncology department at UC Davis. You kind of notice behind me, I seem to have lost all my pictures and my backdrop. We are moving, and it's been pretty painless so far. I had said at one point, after that last move into this house, I think I made the statement of that I would rather die than move again. Well, now that we're in the fourth dimension, making statements like that carries a lot of weight. So I think maybe I needed to revise that again. I don't exactly want to die just because I have to move. Actually, I'm relieved to be moving now. The house is too big. The yard is too big, and although we love it dearly, it's too much work for elderly people to keep up. So we are really hoping that this big house attracts a really nice family, because that's what it is. It's a family house. So I don't feel bad about moving. In fact, I'm rather relieved, to tell you the truth. I didn't really want to do another summer here. Last summer about killed me, just about killed me, between the smoke and trying to keep the watering done. It was too much. It was really too much. So I don't feel bad about moving at all. And it's been pretty painless. Like I said, Lou found a company that does all the packing and moving for you. So I try to stay out of the way, but there are decisions to be made, so I am consulted regularly. But it hasn't been too bad. It hasn't been too bad. And of course, me finishing up this program, it all kind of coincided, so it's worked out pretty good. It's so pretty out here. I thought I'd come out here and do a little clip or two. It's actually like 98 degrees, believe it or not, but it doesn't feel like it. But the thermometer on the porch on the deck says it's 98 degrees. So for somebody who was told that they were going to be dead within the year, I'm feeling pretty darn good. And we are now almost to August, and so that would be the 8th month. So, according to Dr. Bold, one of the oncologists at UC Davis, that told me that if I didn't do anything, I would last about a year. We're getting on towards that year, and for somebody who should have been really bad off about now, I'm feeling surprisingly great. I don't consider myself particularly brave for doing this. I really don't. Truthfully, the thought of doing chemo scared me worse than actually having pancreatic cancer. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. The thought of doing chemo absolutely terrified me. And it's like I would do anything rather than have to go through that. So if I was going to do anything, the THC, the Rick Simpson oil, that definitely, that was a no-brainer for me. But I didn't do it out of particularly being brave about it, or particularly just doing it to defy the doctors or anything. I just did it because I was scared to death of chemo, and I had the feeling that if I did it myself, that it was going to be okay, that I would live through the whole thing, which is kind of strange, because pancreatic cancer is considered one of the more deadly ones, and also the one that is rising, where other cancers are going down, although I don't know if I believe that or not. One of the more difficult things coming through this was, as I finished up the program, like for the first week after the program, I had absolutely no appetite whatsoever. It was like forcing food down was forcing food down. I just couldn't stand the thought of food, and I had to really, really, really make myself eat, which I know that sounds funny for somebody who's been battling her weight her whole life. It's like, okay, here it is, folks. So that was the worst part. But by the second week, I was getting my appetite back. Everything was smelling better to me, tasting better to me, and I'm still on the pancreatic cancer diet. I'm still not having the wheat or the sugar or the alcohol. I'm not doing rice. I'm not doing potatoes. And so that's been a challenge, to find good, nourishing food within those guidelines. And that's one of the harder things is stuffing in enough calories to keep going. But I guess all the other calories from desserts and bread are just empty calories anyway. So I'm actually eating the way I guess I'm supposed to be eating. I'm not losing any more weight. I'm holding steady at 147. So that is very encouraging to me right there. I'm driving again. I drove Lou and I to Rite Aid yesterday, and he said I did real good.
But today I offered to drive Nita to the grocery store, to Rayleigh's, and I got to thinking, I don't know if I really want to do that. She's pretty fragile, and she has a hard time getting in and out of my car, and I wasn't feeling too confident, so Lou stepped up and said that he'd drive the elderly ladies to Rayleigh's today. So we did. We went to Rayleigh's today, and we coordinated pretty good, the three of us. But she was hit and run last week, and God, so she's been without a vehicle, and then with me not driving, and we're kind of checking, are you running out of anything? Are you running out of anything? But so today she said she was ready to do a store run because she still doesn't have her car back. And so anyway, I think tomorrow, the next day, I'll try driving again. I don't feel unconfident about my driving. It was mostly just having Nita in the car and knowing that she has a hard time getting in and out of my car. And besides, I just kind of wanted Lou along because he's like, you know, the big strong man, and he'll take care of us if something happens. So I have absolutely none of the symptoms that I had when this all started. I'm not waking up with any kind of nausea. I don't have any pain. I'm not, let's see. I don't know about the allergies. Jeez. I go, stupid Sprouts, honest to God. We went over to Sprouts the other day. I needed flaxseed and I needed hemp seed. So Lou found me. He was wandering the aisles looking for the organic hemp seed, and I was doing something with the organic flaxseed. So I get home, and I'm looking at the flaxseed package as I'm going to put some in my smoothie, and I see that it's been packaged in a facility that also does wheat, soy, peanuts, and fish. Okay, well, I'm super allergic to shellfish, and I stay away from fish in general because I don't know what's touching what on conveyor belts. So I'm thinking, oh, that's great. It's called organic, and yet it's done in this plant. So then put that aside. I'm taking that back. So I open up the flaxseed, and I actually put like a tablespoon in to my smoothie, and then I read on the back of that. Made in a facility with wheat, peanuts, soy, and shellfish. Not just fish, shellfish. So I got that. I tried to take it back out of the smoothie. I'm thinking, I don't even want to try. I don't even want to. So I got most of it out, and I took a little taste, and I got that kind of feeling. So then the allergy pills you put under here. So I did the allergy pills, but honest to goodness, you really have to read your labels. I mean, you really have to, even if it's labeled organic. Shellfish, thank you. Well, another perk, is that a perk, is that I get a whole new wardrobe out of this. I'm wearing a blouse from the olden days, and it's kind of like a nightgown. It's very large. A lot of my clothes are, kind of like tents. Jeans. I need some jeans. My gosh. All my jeans. I'm giving my jeans to Peggy. She doesn't know this yet. She'll know this when I send her this video to edit. But I'm giving her my jeans because right now my jeans look absolutely ridiculous. And if you just kind of go like this, you can just pull them right down. So I'm going to get some new clothes. And that might be a good way to end this video, with me thinking about getting some new clothes. I have gotten some stuff. I had to. And so, but anyway, I kind of think I'll stay at this weight for a while, so I get to get some new clothes. And on that happy note, I think I will end this. And so until next time, I will say goodbye, and thank you for watching.